Hey you guys, it's Superstar0717. You can see it's pretty early Friday morning. Um, I am going to FNM tonight, and so probably by Sunday I'll have a video of how that went uh, on Sunday. So I did a couple changes to the deck. Um, I've been in contact with Mary Jacobson about her list. She's posted a new list, and I've changed the list a little bit. Somewhat. I mean, she is a really good player, and so I did take some of the what she had changed in her deck and applied it to mine, um, and it's been testing pretty well. Um, I played with this version today and last night, and I did really well with them. I was able to win a couple packs at the Wednesday pack tournament. Didn't pull anything, but and then tonight I was playing with some friends. Did pretty well. Made some changes from the deck I played Wednesday, and so this is what I have for you guys today. So we're running 4 Young Wolf and 3 Birds of Paradise for our 1-drops. Now, I'm not running Wolfbitten Captive just because I like Young Wolf ability to block twice instead of once. And plus, he actually becomes a pretty nice threat whenever Emberwolf's on the board. Um, and while this guy does have the threat, he's really only really good against control when you can pump him a lot. You don't have to worry about casting spells. You can just pump him to a 3/3 or a 6/6. But other than that, I didn't like him too much in this build. Pure Tribal, this guy's amazing. This guy's way better pure Tribal. But with this version, I think Young Wolf is a little bit better for stability. I like the 3 birds. With this deck, it's almost ridiculous how often you can go into turn 3 Huntmaster. If you have it in your hand, if you don't, you can search it with Green Sun Zenith turn 4, which is an excellent play. The ability to pay for your blue Phyrexian mana here, and dropping a turn 2 Daybreak Ranger is just ridiculous. Now, another thing that I like about Birds, if you guys have played with Birds a lot, you'll know that he's really good at fixing bad hands. You can have a 1-land hand and a Birds, and you can still, if you have some low casting cards in your hand, you don't have to worry about mulliganing. And I like that a lot because that 7-card hand is a lot better than a 6. It gives you more options to play out of, obviously. Uh, and late game, worst case scenario, he's also a good blocker against some spirit tokens. We're still running the 4 Mare and the 4 Daybreak Ranger. Um, the ability to kill Delver on the human side is ridiculous. And on the back side, killing Blade Holds and things like that is really nice. Um, we're running 4 Immerwolf. I know I'm only running 4, 8, 12 Werewolves in the deck, but I am running 4 Young Wolves and 4 Immerwolves. So Immerwolf actually pumps, for basically every card in the deck except for Birds. If I copy something with Phyrexian Metamorph, it'll pump them as well. So I don't think Emerwolf is a dead card at all. I know I had some people tell me that, maybe it should be switched out for something else, or even just run off as a 1 or 2 of. But I really like it in the deck. It's not bad dropping at turn 2 with the Birds. And 2/2 with Intimidate has won me a lot of games, especially because it'll be pumped by your Flip Mare, and maybe a Phyrexian Metamorph. And so it gets in there quite nicely. Now, we're still running 4 Huntmasters. It's a really, really awesome card. Um, and, auto 4 of basically. And we're running 1 Thrun and 1 Bellowing Tangleworm. Bellowing Tangleworm is ridiculous. Being able to search it with your Green Sun Zenith is just amazing. Having it in your hand, turn 1 obviously isn't that great. But there's such a small chance of that happening that, it's almost mitigated. And like I said, if you can have a decent board, like a turn 1 Birds, turn 2 Ranger, turn 3 Huntmaster, maybe turn 4 Phyrexian Metamorph, or maybe a Thrun, something like that. And then Green Sun Zenith from your deck, or maybe even just one of these guys. Or even a Moon Mist to bring everything out to Werewolf form. And then search your deck for Bellowing Tangleworm. You have a lot of damage on the board, because he'll be giving your opponent -2 life. You'll probably have swung once or twice, and the ability to just Alpha Strike with creatures that are just about unblockable with the current meta. There's not a lot of green in the current format. Obviously, you have your mono green decks and Primeval Titan, but even then, they usually only have 1 Primeval Titan on the board. and if they're running the Inferno Titan build, they're obviously not going to have any blockers. What is it? Grave Titan? There you go. And Thrun is just good in general. Good against the control matchup, obviously. Just a great card all around. And Regenerate is really nice. So they're running 4 Green Sun Zenith. Just a good card. Like, if you have a bird in your hand, a forest, and no other land in a Zenith, you can just, Green Sun Zenith for a second bird, which is what I seem to do a lot. Turn 1, forest, young wolf. Turn 2, drop a land, Green Sun Zenith for a birds. And then turn 3, you can just, play just about anything. Because you'll have the 2 bird, or the bird, the land, you can play 3. You can play your Daybreak Ranger, your Mare, your Emmer Wolf, or your Young Wolf. Or even search again for a Green Sun Zenith, or for Phyrexian Metamorph. So it really just opens up a lot of opportunities for the deck. Now, we're running 3 Galvanic Blast. It's really good to take care of Stormkirk Nobles, Champion of the Parishes, Mirran Crusaders, things like that before they get out of hand. And we're running 2 Moon Mist. Now, Mary Jacobson's build, the updated build, ran no Moon Mists, 4 Galvanic Blasts, 1 Bird, and 3 Garruk Relentless. I don't like Garruk Relentless. I've tried it, and I tested it a lot when I found out her build. A buddy of mine gave me, or not gave me, but let me test with his Garruk Relentlesses, and I couldn't do it. It just wasn't working for me. If you drop him, ideally you drop him, turn 3 with your birds. When he blows up a creature, he's really almost too weak to do much from that point, because they're just going to kill him anyways. And all you're going to get is either flipping him or a wolf. So paying 4 or 3 mana for 1 wolf, I'd rather just play the Huntmaster, obviously, or play a Phyrexian Metamorph and copy a Huntmaster, or Zenith for a Huntmaster. Like, I just don't, and you can't even search out Group. And so I really didn't like it. So I cut it, put in extra birds, and put in some Moon Mist where she was playing other cards. Obviously, you still need a way to flip your wolves, even though they are pretty decent on both sides, and that's why we're running the double Moon Mist. For the land, we're running 4 Copperline, 4 Rootbound, 4 Mountain, 8 Forest, and 4 Kessig Wolf Run. Now, you see we're not playing FMR. Kessig Wolf Run at 4 almost makes up for that, because FMR was good for the trample. It was good for the generate, but I really like the trample aspect more, getting in there for damage when they chump block you. And so with 4 Kessig Wolf Run, you'll get that benefit of the FMR without actually having to run it, which saves you, 2 to 4 slots in your deck with Kessig Wolf Run. Mind you still can't regenerate, but with Thrun and Young Wolf and the mana that you'll have, it's not too hard to recuperate from a board wipe. And so, we're running the 4 Kessig Wolf Runs. I don't really ever run into problems with the Kessig Wolf Run opening. It's not as bad as with the red-green version when you open up with a Kessig, because you do run a large amount of Forest and Copperline Gorges, which is basically 12 lands that on turn 1 can tap for, a Birds or a Young Wolf. For the sideboard, we're running 3 Ancient Grudge, 2 Naturalize, 2 Autumn's Veil, 2 more Thruns, 2 Blasphemous Act, 2 Devil's Play, and 2 Corrosive Gale. Obviously, Ancient Grudge and Naturalize, token matchup, Tempered Steel, basically any deck that runs O-Rings for Naturalize. Obviously Autumn's Veil for the blue-black control deck, things like that. Thrun, once again, for that matchup. It seems to be everywhere in my meta, and Thrun is just extremely resilient to that. Blasphemous Act for tokens and humans and things like that. Things that like to clog the board, spirits and whatnot. Dealing 13 damage is huge. Devil's Play, I got that from you guys. It is better than Zenith, I'll give you that. But I just hate the flashback cost. But I guess late game when you have 5 or 6 mana, burning him for 4, however many mana, is pretty good. And Corrosive Gale for flyers, spirit tokens, lingering souls, Drog Skull Captain decks. Being able to pretty much nuke their board for 3 or 4 mana and 2 life. It's pretty good. So this is the deck I'm going to be taking to my FNM. I hope you guys like it. Let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, things like that. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe so you'll be notified when I post more videos. I sent out the playset of Immerwolf to the guy who won it, and probably this Wednesday I'll post the next contest that I'm going to be doing. And so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.